5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have...
Hey guys, what's up? It's Nick. Capone is directed by Josh Trank and stars Tom Hardy playing Alphonse Capone in his last year on planet Earth. So, for those of you that don't know, he was arrested and charged and sent to prison due to complications with his illness, being syphilis, and how it affected his brain. He was let go or released from prison early to live out the remainder of his days in Florida in his giant mansion. So we get a very old Capone, definitely stricken by his illness, moving slower, shitting himself on occasion, acting funny due to the dementia and his illness. This movie is getting a lot of praise and also a lot of hate by how this director has handled the situation and handled the last year of Capone, given the gravity of what he went through and all of his charges and the murders and the character himself, the personages in American history, and what happened within his last year now, accurate it is, etc., etc. I like to think of this movie in relation to Black Mass. If you've ever seen Black Mass with Johnny Depp, it follows Johnny Depp as Whitey Bulger in Boston on the second half of his career, losing his grip in the city, losing his power, going into hiding, losing his loved ones, etc. Capone is more close to his death, but it definitely has some similarities between Black Mass, and Capone. There are definitely some glaring similarities there. They're giving a lot of crap to Tom Hardy based on his performance on how he handles Capone in his later years. Capone has no voice recordings, for those of you that don't know, on file, unless they're held up in the FBI somewhere. But nothing on file that's public. So Capone, we're getting a second, look on Capone's voice, on how he sounded, second opinion rather. And Capone was referred to as being very high-pitched and almost nasally in his sound and his voice.
Alright, you get the short version because you a short person. It all started when Nana and your great-grandpa Gabriel, they first came to America. And they roamed the land for many, many, many years, searching for a new home. Back then, Nana used to ride on top of my father's back.
Que cazzo!
No, that's how you used to get around.
So I think Tom Hardy nailed it with his, his relation to the character, on how he portrayed the character, being very nasally, very funny, and witty at times. He does speak in Italian on occasion in this movie, which I thought was really cool. I thought the homage to his original character speaking Italian was really cool, especially having dementia and forgetting who he was and how old he is and what year it was, and who certain people were, including his son, which is pretty cool. How they fixated on that character and what he went through. But there are certain areas where he gets remorse on what he went through as a mobster and who he had in his head, been very close to. One of those including one of the mobsters that was still living with him down in Florida and working for him and still catering to him and, watching over his house and his loved ones. That really, struck a nerve with him, and he remembered what he did. One thing this movie loves to do is go through certain areas where they go through, like, basically a dreamscape, and there's a couple that are extremely long. One glaring issue that I had with the movie, it's both a positive and a negative. I wish they wouldn't go through such lengths in one particular scene, which just drug on and drug on and drug on. But I do like the concept, and I do like what they did and what they gave to the character and what he went through, his backstory. There's one scene in particular that I really, really liked that he went through. He went back in time and saw back to this old gangster mafia party back in the 30s, which was his reign, his height of his power back in the 30s and Prohibition and everything. And he goes through this party and everything. Everybody's really excited, really happy to see him. And then he goes to the bathroom and he looks in the mirror and he sees a reflection of Al Capone as the public persona knows him back in the height of his power. And it's Tom Hardy as well. And Tom Hardy is, very nicely dressed and, a fresh haircut, and it looks like he's in power and he looks like the personification of Al Capone. As a lot of people would think, seeing this, some of the trailer and the picture, that it would be his duration of his life or his career, which is really just the last year of his life, not even his career. So seeing that personification in the mirror and Tom Hardy playing both characters was really, really cool. There's a lot of cool scenes that are, actually all the cool scenes, in my opinion, are when he's in the dreamscape, when he's, seeing different things in his head, essentially. So, very, very cool movie. Tom Hardy gives an outstanding performance as he usually does. I think he's a little over the top with his bravado and what he says. His voice is a little bit... Someone said it sounds like Burgess Meredith from the Batman TV series. And I can't get that out of my head now that I watched the movie. But I do think that he, given the details that we have and the second person series and what they saw and what they heard Al Capone's voice would be, I think that Tom Hardy does a really, really good job in that. On that note, the dreamscapes are really cool. Let's see what else. I think the production and direction were very, very good. Well handled. I think the cinematography was pretty good. It's not over the top and crazy as you might expect. There are some cool, very, very cool, well-directed scenes in this movie, and good acting by both his wife and his son, as well as Alphonse Capone. I do like the accuracy and the fact that the wife was very anti-mafia at the time, once he came out of prison, which was accurate. She didn't like when people called him Al. She didn't like, guns in the house. She didn't like any of that nonsense, drugs at all. Like, she was very anti-mob, anti-mafia, and warranted as such. But she calls him Fonz, as well as a lot of people in the movie call him Fonz. Alphonse, they call him Fonz, which I thought was pretty cool. Nod to history, historically accurate right there. But final thoughts on Capone. I really enjoyed it. I think if you're a fan of Black Mass or any gangster movie, really. Also, everybody's saying that Tom Hardy's over the top, but gangsters are over the top in general. Have you seen, if you look at movies like Scarface, Al Pacino's probably as over the top as you can get. Look at movies, even his Godfather, he's still over the top just quite a bit on, his voice acting and everything. So I think if you get a gangster movie in any era, any retrospect, you're going to see over-the-top acting and over-the-top situation scenes, sequences, because it's that bravado that we all like and we're entrusted to in a gangster movie. So, gangster movie or film. I'm going to give Capone a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, if you like Black Mass too, which I do. But let me know what you think about Tom Hardy. It is a medium performance from Tom Hardy, in my opinion. I would say right in the middle from what I've seen him do. Top of the line being Bane and Mad Max. But I'd say right in the middle, Tom Hardy. If you're a Tom Hardy fan, you're gonna get what you like. If you're a gangster bravado fan, you're gonna get what you like. If you like historic movies, probably gonna like this one. It's a little long for runtime for what we get. I do say, in my opinion, and I don't say this very often, I would have liked to seen a trilogy of this movie, this being the last one. I would like to see Tom Hardy in his heyday as Capone, and that's what I think a lot of people thought this movie was going to be. But at least, a sequel. If I saw this movie as a sequel, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense as a sequel. but I would like to see Capone. You know, Tom Hardy played Capone in his heyday, at the height of his power in Chicago. I think that'd be awesome to see. But you know, we get 48-year-old Capone, which Tom Hardy's 42 now, so he's kind of fitting those shoes pretty well. They do a lot of, you know, skin grafting and whatnot on his face to make him look like he's scarred up and gives the effect of an older Capone. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's been released, and it's good to see good, you know, new movie come out, which we haven't got too much recently due to the virus and everything. So next up, we got promos. Degenerate Ziac and his Unruly Adventures is up on Kickstarter. It's completely funded, so if you do want an issue, a fresh issue, in August, go check it out. Link in the description. Also, order any prints you like that I've drawn, or original artwork, also on the store. Check it out, see what we got. Also, commissions, if you see something that you don't like on there and you possibly like my style, and you want a Hulk or, you know, Superman or something of that nature, let me know, let us know, and you can order your specialized commission for approximately $200, probably under $200, depending on your size, small, medium, or large, black and white, color, up to you. I do it all. Let us know what you want. But that's all I got for now. Next up, we got charities. I'm proud to announce that iCore Comics donates a portion of our earnings to Fisher House Foundation.
At Fisher House Foundation, we put bricks together. We build homes away from home, close to military and VA medical centers, so free lodging and care are close together. But more importantly, we bring families together so they can recover, heal, and ultimately put their lives back together. Imagine what more we can do together.
Fisher House Foundation is immensely connected across the states and helps out veteran families and widows with seeking shelter and staying in a house in troubling times. Please check them out. Please donate. We will have a fundraiser coming out for Fisher House relatively soon. And that's about all I got. Thanks for watching as always, and click below to get cryogenically frozen.